All right, Shalom. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Wahawah Dash. I want to say double honor to the apostles and the elders at Great Millstone for teaching his word in truth and sincerity and for ruling well. And salutations to my fellow Akim across the four corners of the globe, prophesying and preaching in the name of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. Hey, this is the brother Gabar Yahweh from GMS Hawaii, coming to you in another lesson. Today's lesson was inspired by a video I was watching. A lot of our people in this world, they strive for material wealth, i.e. money, because they think that that's the escape route, of the curses that we suffer, growing up in this world, living in this world. Most people that are of our people that are so-called rich in this society think that are wealthy or whatever. They always talk about how hard they grew up and, the hell they was catching. But really, they were living in the curses, and they still living in the curses, even though they so-called rich in this world. But the true riches and true wealth, it comes from Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai, okay, and which is of the spirit, and that's what we here at Great Millstone, starting off with our apostles and our elders and the brothers on down, we preach and we push, because through the abundance of the spirit, through true wisdom, that's where you get true wealth, that true riches come from, the riches of this world, the money, the fame, the pleasures, the materialistic things that you can gain in this world is nothing, because this place is about to be destroyed. All right. So what kind of mindset should you be in? Well, this is Second Peter's chapter 3, Second Peter chapter 3, verse 10. Matter of fact, I'll just go straight to the point. I'll start at 10. But the day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night, in the which the heavens shall pass away as a great noise, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. The earth also, and the works that are therein shall be burnt up. So all of the things that you see in this world is going to be burnt up. The $1 million houses, the cars, the clothes, the hoes, that fame, those accolades, those bullshit awards, all of that's going to melt with fervent heat. It says the works therein shall be burnt up. I'm looking up the word for the works. And it says the works, business, employment. You got a lot of our people that think that, entrepreneurship is the way, which they don't understand that Nixon, he pushed that, President Nixon, he pushed that entrepreneur thing out to get our people to stop worrying about the things that are of real consequence. And then back in the day, they were talking about reparations. These different groups were pushing Esau to repay what they owe. So then they prop up a couple of our people using the term entrepreneurship. Well, guess what? All of those entrepreneurships, they're going to be burnt up. All the employment, all these different jobs that our people, pride themselves on having. It says business, employment. You got Jake, oh, I'm a music exec, or I'm a business tycoon, and I got all of these things going on, and the things that you occupy yourself with in this world versus this occupying yourself in the truth and in the spirit of Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai, because that's what we as Israelite men, the so-called Negro, Latino, Native American men, and those that go back to us on their father's side that look like the other nations, what we're supposed to be occupied ourselves in is in Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai, not the things of this world, because these things of this world are temporary. Everything is temporary in this world, even so-called money, and you're never going to have enough. So you see these Edomites living these high, lavish, and luxurious lifestyles, and our people envy it. And it's not saying that, like, looking at certain things is a problem, but like then our people envy it, like, oh, I want to live like them. So you end up doing what these other nations have done to obtain these worldly riches, which is always wickedness. So it says business, employment. I'm sorry, the word for there is ergon, which is business, employment, these are the works that are going to be burnt up. Employment, that which anyone is occupied, that which one undertakes to do, enterprise, undertaking of any product, whatever, so all of these cars, clothes, houses, jewelry, all that's just going to be melted away, man, because when this place is done, nobody's going to remember this place. And if you were somebody in this world, nobody's going to remember you in the kingdom of heaven, man. Nobody's going to say, oh, man, turn that Jay-Z hit on. And then Jay-Z's going to pop out, with the iced out chain and singing and shit. That's not going to happen in the kingdom of heaven, man. It says a product or whatever anything accomplished by hand, art, industry, or mind. So all of these things are going to be burnt up. And seeing that all these things are burnt up, what kind of mindset should you be in? But let's keep on reading. It says, it says, but the day, but the day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night, right? When you least expect it, in the which the heavens, the rulership, all of the earth, the sky, shall pass away with great noise, right? These rulership that Edomites have is going to pass away with great noise of the nuclear missiles being exploded over this place, man. And the elements shall melt with fervent heat, and earth also and the works that are therein shall be burnt up, right? It says, seeing then that all these things shall be dissolved, what manner of persons ought ye be in the all holy conversation and godliness, looking for and hastening the coming of the day of the Most High, wherein the heavens being on fire shall be dissolved, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. So that's what we're looking for. We're hastening the day because, again, no amount of money is going to suffice in this world. No amount of money is going to deliver you from the wrath of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. Most of the people that vaunt themselves here in America, they're here in America. The same place that's about to be burnt up. You got Jake riding around in the biggest, nicest cars. They rolling around with an entourage, and they feeling like they're somebody because they're so-called protected in a cocoon. Well, guess what? When all hell breaks loose, that shit's going to dissipate. When all hell breaks loose, all of that shit's going to matter nothing. You're not even going to be able to trade that shit away to get the basic necessities. And then on top of that, this place is going to be destroyed. But our people, they're encapsulated with money. Money, 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 money. That's all you hear, people. You see it on T-shirts. You see it on, advertisement. Get the bag. Go get the bag. Sacrifice for the bag. And our people will end up sacrificing, losing their life for a bag of so-called money that's not even real money. You see? They put these so-called rich people up on a pedestal. Your Jeff Bezos, your Bill Gates, or the rich of our people, your Oprah Winfrey's, Robert Smith's, just Jay-Z's, your Kanye West. They put these type of people up, and that's what our people are shooting for. You start hearing, I want $1 million. Then they say, I want $1 billion. I was watching an interview with Birdman, and he was speaking about that. He was speaking about how, like, when he had $1 million, he realized that wasn't enough. Then he got $30 million, and he realized that wasn't enough. Then he said he wanted $100 million, and he said that wasn't enough. And he said that he rolled around with so many people, he does all of these different things that, him having that money is just not enough. So he wants more. So now he wants $1 billion, And then you start to see these different artists, so-called artists, these musicians, okay, are making billions of dollars now, or they're worth $1 billion, like Kanye West, Jay-Z, Rihanna, these type of people. And our people see that shit, and they're like, oh, I want to get that. But you don't know what these people did to get that money. And then they're so consumed with that money that they don't realize that shit's going to be burnt up soon, man. This is 1 Timothy 6:10. It says, for the love of money is the root of all evil, which while some coveted after, they have erred from the faith and pierced themselves through with many sorrows, right? Because that money, those riches, the love of it, that you're basically worshiping it, man. And it said it's the root of all evil. While with some covered after, they have erred from the faith, right? Because you even have people that are in the truth that, for whatever purposes, mainly money and filthy lucre sake, they erred from the faith, man. They'll change the doctrine. They'll take the name of the Most High and His Son, Yahweh Shem Shai, out of the doctrine. They'll switch it up to where it's more world friendly, so that not realize that they're gonna pierce themselves through with great sorrow, man, because they're gonna be destroyed for that shit, man. And it says the love of money is the root, not money, because we know that money is a defense. In this world, they don't teach us how to use money as a defense. All right, they don't teach us that. They don't teach you how to use money as a defense. This is Ecclesiastes 7:12. It says, for wisdom is a defense and money is a defense, right? Wisdom is a defense of the flesh. Wisdom is a defense of the world. Wisdom is a defense of foolishness. Using wisdom and applying it to your daily thoughts and mindset, it would alleviate you being in a lot of ill situations, man. And money is a defense, i.e., we got to pay bills. We down here, we're prisoners of, we're yet this day in our captivity where we are subject to payments. So money, it can help you in certain things if you apply to that. Like I said, i.e., your bills. We all got bills, but you don't need to have so much money where you're so consumed with making money and keeping it. Because once you get it, then now what? And all of us come from people of poverty. So you might be rich, but then everybody you know is poor and broke. So now they're coming to you as a bank, hitting you with any sob story, hitting you with any excuse. And they're never going to pay you back because they never had that money before. They're not even thinking about that. And then you get ostracized because you might say no. So you know what I mean? Like that's the thing. It can take you down a big rabbit hole. It says, for wisdom is a defense, and money is a defense. But the excellency of knowledge is that wisdom giveth life to them that have it, and money can't do that. Money can't give you life to them that have it, but wisdom can. That's how we're living in Yahweh Shai today. So when you look up that word for the love of money is the root of all evil. I had looked that word up. Where did I find it? The love of money, and the Greek word there for the love of money is
Strong's G 5365. Philargoria.
philagorrhea, and it says the love of money, avarice. So I looked that term up, avarice, and it says this: avarice, extreme greed for wealth or material gain, and that's Esau. This is the so-called white man. This is how he works, man. But a lot of our people have followed that way. You know, they don't use money as a defense; they use it as a weapon. They use it as a weapon against truth. They use it as a weapon try to use it as a weapon against the spirit. And really, they're greedy. They got more than their hearts could wish for, but they still want more. They're never satisfied. So again, in this world, you can never be satisfied with money. But the love of it, the extreme greed for wealth and material gain. Okay, greed, covetousness, which that's a sin to be covetousness, because you got something that somebody else got. You want something that somebody else has, and then you money grabbing, itching palms, you know. And you see like a lot of these so-called pastors and these preachers, these top pastors and preachers, they're worth millions of dollars. Why? Because they're love greed, but they use the word of the Lord deceitfully, fooling their congregation, so their congregation can continue to make them rich. They're not helping their congregation out with rent. They're not helping their congregation out with subsidies and all that other shit. And if they do it, they're gonna do it for the pleasing of men. You see. So it says
avarice.
Avarice is extreme greed for wealth or material gain, and that's what that means when you says the love of money is the root of all evil, because you'll do anything for it, any and everything for it. You'll sacrifice both yourself and those that are around you just to have it. All right. But verse 11, it says, "But thou, O man of the Most High, flee these things and follow after righteousness, godliness, faith, love, and patience. Faith, love, patience, and meekness." And these are the things that are really wealthy. This is the true riches right here. Okay? Following after righteousness and godliness, because there's nothing for the Most High to make you rich all of a sudden. You know? There's nothing to the Most High to do that. But we in captivity right now. So our people as a whole are not going to be materially wealthy because they're spiritually poor. Right? They don't have Yahweh Shai. And although we're trying to give it, we pushing it out there so that they can understand it and see it. A lot of them are not going to see it because the Lord have blinded their eyes and deafened their ears. Right? But it says, "But thou, O man of the Most High, flee these things." So a man of the Most High is going to flee the love of money, the covetousness, and all that other wickedness. And then they're going to do what? They're going to follow after righteousness. That's what we're doing, following the ways of Yahweh Shai to the best of our ability. That's righteousness, godliness, having faith in Yahweh Shai, and loving one another while we do such a thing, and having patience and meekness. Patience is long suffering. Meekness is a low estate. And you got a rapper that's running around here calling himself Meek Mills, but there's nothing meek about that guy, man. He's super proud, man. Knowing that he came from nothing, man, literally nothing. And a lot of Jake, they sell out because they're scared to go back to that. They don't want to suffer. They want to have it now and chill and live their life in luxuriousness until it's over, man. This is Proverbs chapter 23 and 4. It says, labor not to be rich. Cease from thine own wisdom. Right, because it's gonna fail in the end. Laboring to be rich, America's gonna be destroyed. The Forbes is gonna be up in flames. You know what I'm saying? These super elite, these super wealthy people, they're gonna be in poverty. So don't labor to be rich in this world, and cease from thine own wisdom, right? Because you don't know nothing. Realizing that you don't know anything, and that your wisdom will end up having you destroyed. It says, "Wilt thou set thine eyes upon that which is not? For riches certainly make themselves wings; they fly away as an eagle toward heaven." Right, because that's what's gonna happen. That's what you see stories about. I'm talking about our people, these so-called actors and musicians. When they die poor, man. They're broke. You realize Michael Jackson was in all kinds of debt. When he died, his family was selling off a lot of his artifacts so that they can keep on floating. Look at Aretha Franklin, died with no will. Prince died with no will. And these people were millionaires, so-called. They had security guards around them 24/7. You couldn't even get past them to see them. But yet you realize that shit flies away. You could be rich today and poor tomorrow. America goes through another terrible recession, which that's coming. These people are going to be on the streets, man. It says, eat thou not the bread of him that hath an evil eye, neither desire thou his dainty meats. And that's Esau. He's the one that has an evil eye. But our people, they desire those dainty meats, man, such as this so-called wealth. Proverbs 11 and 4. Riches profit not in the day of wrath, but righteousness delivereth from death. Righteousness delivereth from death. So, because when Yahweh Shem Shah's wrath come upon this place, you ain't going to have enough money to buy your way out of this. I don't give a damn if you're worth $1 billion or $1 trillion. You're not going to be able to escape the wrath of Yahweh Shem Shah. You're going to have to pay for that what you've done. A lot of our people have done a bunch of wild wickedness, okay, to get to the level of prosperity in this world. And they're going to have to pay for that. At least they repent. But we know that they don't care. These niggas and niggas, they don't care. So guess what? Them riches, their money, they ain't gonna profit them. You niggas are still walking around America. Jay-Z, Rihanna, Kanye West, who else? Robert Smith. And these are all Negro wealthy people. Oprah Winfrey. You niggas are still in America. Somewhere in America, right now as we speak, you walking around, you eating, you drinking, you laughing, you making deals. We're gonna do this for next year. We got this coming up in 2022. We got this going on. But you don't know, man, like all that shit gonna be going in a day, man. In an hour. Shit, not a day, in an hour. That shit'll be gone. And you'll be right back to square one. Now, on top of that, you're gonna have to catch the wrath of the Lord. But it says, but righteousness delivereth from the death. And what is righteousness? Doing his work. Going out there preaching, prophesying, following the laws, such commandments to the best of your ability, fearing the Most High, loving one another. It says the righteousness of the perfect shall direct his way, but the wicked shall fall by his own wickedness. And that's true. Ecclesiasticus 31 and 1. Watching for riches consumeth the flesh, and the care thereof driveth away sleep. Right? You don't get no rest. You up all day, up all night, trying to watch your money. Oh, I lost 10,000 head. Oh, I done gained 1,000,000 head. You can't even rest, man. And I know this personally from somebody who told me that, who came from a rich family. When I was in the military, there were all walks of life. And this kid, he was a wealthy kid, but he wanted to kind of like carve his own way in life, man, the Edomite. And his dad was wealthy. He said that his dad be up all night long on the phone, cussing people out, stressing. He don't really get no good sleep. Why? Because he trying to care for them riches. He watching for them riches, man. It says riches with riches for watching for riches consumeth the flesh, and the care thereof driveth away sleep. Okay, it says watching care will not let a man. It says watching care will not let a man slumber, as a sore disease breaketh sleep. Okay, the rich have great labor in gathering riches together, and when he resteth, he is filled with his delicacy, with his delicates. You know, the poor says the poor laboreth in his poor estate, and when he leaveth off, he is still needy, and that's us. You know, you go to work, you live check to check, and a lot of Jake, you don't like living like that. You don't like living like an average citizen, man, a peon, a poor person. You know, you living check to check, month to month, day to day, and that's how we all are. We're a month, 1 month, and we're in the street. We miss a month of payments of our rent, and we straight to the streets, man. You know, so we work and we labor in our poverty, you know, in our poor state, and when we leave off, we still needy, man. Okay, this is Proverbs chapter 30, verse 8. Remove far from me vanity and lies. Give me neither poverty nor riches. Feed me with food convenient for me, man. Because if you poor, you'll or I'll be lest I be full and deny thee and say who is the Lord, or lest I be poor and steal and take the name of the Most High in vain, right? Because when you're poor, you end up doing some wild stuff, man, like stealing, like this one said. You know, you be hating, oh man, I thought I was a child of God. Why am I struggling? I'm out here digging in the trash. And you're not gonna see a man of the Lord digging in the trash, man. And it says take or less I it says lest I be poor and steal and take thy name of the Most High in vain. And if you got, that's what happened. You be poor and you be mad and you take the name of the Lord name in vain because you poor. You thought it was supposed to be a certain way. See, these Christian pastors and preachers, they had you thinking that when you come to the Lord, you know, that you're gonna live this life of extreme wealth and riches and vaunting, and you're gonna be able to prosper in this world. That's what they teach you, but that's a lie. So the Lord in this, well, Solomon was saying, like, look, give me neither poverty nor riches, man. You know, feed me with the food that's convenient, man. Your daily bread. You know, and I know that a lot of, you know, you got some brothers that they're living a little better than others, man. So, you know, they try to teach the mindset like you don't have to be, you might be lowly, but you don't have to be in a poor mindset, you know. And if there's a way to make money, you can make it. But we also know at the end of the day that we're not going to be rich in this world. We're not going to be super poor in this world. We're going to have just what we need. Each brother has a level of what he needs in his faith, right? So feed us the things that are convenient for that. This second Esdras chapter 3, verse 9. It maketh mine, Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 5, verse 8. What have pride profited us, or what good have riches with our vaunting brought us, right? Because this is what the 2/3 going to be saying in their mind when all this goes down, man. All that pride they was using against the Lord, it didn't profit them nothing. And vaunting, boasting with their riches, it didn't bring them anything but destruction, man. Wisdom of Solomon 7 and 8. I prefer her. Okay, not. Wisdom of Solomon 8 and 5. If riches be a possession to be desired in this life, what is richer than wisdom that worketh all things? Right. So wisdom worketh all things, man. And our people, they love riches in this world, man. But you gotta understand something. You can't take it with you, man. You're not gonna be able to take it with you. This is 1 Timothy 6 and 7. It says, for what it says verse 6, but godliness with contentment is great gain. Says, for we brought nothing into this world, and it is certain we can carry nothing out. And having food and raiment, let us be therewith content. So we got to learn godly contentment, because that's the true gain. We can't take nothing out here with us, man. No amount of money that you have or possess or want, You're not going to be able to take it with you. And you can leave it to your kids, but they'll fuck it up because we all under the curses, man. And not that you got to be living in a curse mentality. It's just that it's just not going to work for you down here, man. I don't care what nobody say. I don't care how much of it you try to go get. You're not going to, it's just not going to work for you. And all that you did to gain those riches, guess what? You're going to have to suffer the consequences behind that, man. And you know it wasn't nothing righteous. You know? On top of that, again, you'll leave your substance to somebody that's lesser than you. Even King Solomon said that. It says Ecclesiasticus 39:26. The principal things for the whole use of man's life are water, fire, iron, salt, and flour of wheat, honey, milk, the blood of the grape, and oil and clothing, man. See, these are principal things that you need in life, man. And it's crazy because Esau uses this against us. He knows this. That's why everything costs something, even water. You know, whether you're paying a water bill, you buying a water bottle to get some better, think you're getting some better water, you know? Esau took the principal things in life and charged people for it, man. So you can't have a better quality of life, because that's what Jake really want. Jake, at the end of the day, you want a better quality of life than what you were born into. Meanwhile, you watch these Edomites and they live their life and it makes you jealous, but you shouldn't be, because they're going to be destroyed. Psalm 73:3, for I was envious at the foolish when I saw the prosperity of the wicked. For there are no bands in their death, but their strength is firm. They are not in trouble as other men, neither are they plagued like other men. Therefore pride compasses them about as a chain. Violence covereth them as a garment. Their eyes stand out with fatness. They have more than their heart could wish. They are corrupt and speak wickedly concerning oppression. They speak loftily. They set their mouth against the heavens, and their tongue walketh through the earth. Therefore his people return hither, and waters of a full cup are wrung out to them. Right, you see the wicked, they're prospering in this world, you know, and they die, their kids come back, they're living, they grow up in eternal wealth. In your mindset, you're like, oh, the Lord really hate us, man. Why these Edomites living like this? Because they're on a slippery slope. This is their world right now, but it's coming to an end, and they don't even know it. Well, the super elite know it, but those the lessers of them, they don't know what's going on. And it says, and they say, how doth the Most High know? And is there knowledge in the Most High? Behold, these are the ungodly who prosper in the world. They increase in riches. Verily have I cleansed my heart in vain and washed my hands in innocency. For all the day long have I been plagued and chastened every morning. And we go through that. It says, verse 16, when I thought to know this, it was too painful for me, until I went into the sanctuary of the Most High, and then understood I therein. Surely thou didst set them in a slippery place. Thou castest them down into destruction. How are they brought down into desolation? How are they brought into desolation as in a moment they are utterly consumed with terrors, right? Because when these Edomites lose their wealth, they're going to lose their fucking minds, man. They're going to lose it, man. They're going to lose their minds. And they're not going to be able to handle the poverty. They're not going to be able to handle the disenfranchisement. They're not going to be able to handle the pain. They're not going to be able to, because they never lived through it before. As a nation, they're going to go through it. They haven't experienced what we've experienced. Shit, none of these nations, man. But when the super elite go down, that's going to be it for them, man. So the true riches, and I'll end it off with this, the true riches are godly things. This is Matthew 6:19. Lay not up for yourselves treasures upon earth, where moth and rust doth corrupt, where thieves break through and steal. But lay up for yourselves treasures in heaven, where neither moth nor rust doth corrupt, where thieves do not break through nor steal. And how you lay up your treasures in heaven is by doing what's commanded of us, man. By Yahweh, by Shabbat Shai. And believe me, your spiritual bank account is on infinite, man. Lord willing, we endure to the end. Our spiritual bank accounts are on infinite, and we're going to inherit the kingdom of the Most High with His Son, Yahweh Shai. You know, so I hope you are edified. I give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Yahweh Shai. Double honor to the apostles and the elders at Great Millstone for teaching His word and truth and sincerity, and for ruling well. Salutations to my fellow Ak, and keep pushing, keep striving. We're almost out of here. Shalom.